I know you are at an advanced level. There is a certain activity that I would like to do with you. Is it okay if we set aside the topic, keep aside the topic, or would you like to continue with the topic only?
Sure, we can do whatever you say. I mean, whatever you suggest. That'll be
Okay,
fine.
okay, yeah, yeah. We'll try to cover both. Let's see if you have time for that. For now, okay. Give me 1 second. I will share my screen. Is there any question that you would like to ask before we start?
Nothing is coming to my mind. Let's
Okay.
get going.
Yeah, sure. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Okay. So these are the three photos as you can see. Well, the first of all, I just want you to describe these photos to me. There are three different photos in which people are living different lives, leading different lives. And what
Mhm.
do you think about them? I have given you some pointers. I start with that, and then I will ask you some more questions.
Okay. So the first one depicts a beautiful couple,
Hmm.
and they seem to be very happy, and looks like they are young, right? They've recently got married, and they're very happy with the things that they're going around.
Hmm.
Um, and it talks about everything going the way they planned, and says very good things about him. You get positive vibes out of this, and those who recently married
Hmm.
probably will be able to correlate, yeah, with this picture, and looks pretty great again, I would say.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the first one, and the
Okay.
second one is somebody who loves going out. Uh, you know, Somebody who loves traveling,
Hmm.
yeah, going for a hike, and a person who loves nature, I would say. So the second picture talks about that. And if I talk about the third one, uh, it's a complete package of uh, happiness again, where I can see there are a lot of people, or I would say, a family members of a
Hmm.
family. They're very happy, and I can see there are two, three generations, I believe. I can see a grandparent,
Hmm.
right? Yeah, and then looks like there are other couples who have two children, and yeah, and they they're sharing their thoughts, they're giggling around, and seem to be very happy again. So this is what I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For happy, happy is of course correct. We can also say delighted or jubilant. They're content, satisfied. All these
Yep,
words we can use. Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh, I will ask you a few more questions related to this. Well, what sort of difficulties or challenges do you think each of these faces in the life?
If you could come again with a question.
Yeah. What sort of difficulties or challenges each of these people might have in their life, in their lives?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, the picture is not something which will tell everything about the things that are going around or probably behind the scene, right? So I think there could be a number of problems that the people go through, and which is not evident through these pictures.
Hmm.
We as a human being have a lot of difficult times. Sometimes we're not able to open up and share with people, right? We seem to be very happier, but back in our mind, or probably, if I go behind the scene, there are a lot of
Hmm.
difficult times and hard times, hardships again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, these pictures do not seem to have all those characteristics that we are talking about.
Hmm.
But of course, as I said, like if you are a human being, you'll have a number of problems and challenges at the same time. Yeah.
Hmm. What specific challenges must they face as a couple, as a family, as a person who travels, who likes traveling? What sort of specific challenges might come in their way?
I think somebody who's a traveler, right, and somebody who is a frequent traveler, I would say,
Hmm.
at times, I believe if you don't have very good earnings, right, you probably have tough time going ahead as per your plans. you'll have hard time exploring the world, right? You
mm,
probably, if you do not have enough money, you'll have tough time exploring so many things that you probably in your bucket list, right?
mm.
So yeah, I think this is one thing that is coming to my mind,
Yeah.
and yeah, which is I think very, very, very important because
Mm,
everybody wants to explore and everybody loves to go to different places from all around the world. But the only thing that matters most is if you don't have money or enough money, I would say, then probably it'll be just a daydreaming, nothing else. I would suppose. I would say,
mm,
yeah,
mm.
for travelers especially. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
What do you think? What's your take on this?
Well, which photo would you like me to comment on?
Second one, which
Regarding the traveler.
yeah,
So,
regarding the travel.
yeah, of course, I do feel I completely agree with you. Not having money, and not just in the sense money, but the life of a traveler must be very difficult. In that, when you are going on a trip, not everything is going to go as you have planned it, and there are going
Right.
to come up very many things, simple things like the change in weather, in seasons. All of this is going to have a much uh, harder impact on you than it will have on other people. And but I think that well, I am not a traveler, but I really envy those people who can travel in a way, and those who can face these challenges very well. That is what I would whom I would call a real traveler person.
Okay.
Okay. I will ask you another question, just I think one more. Okay. So these are the two, three questions that I have added. They talk about, try to talk to me, tell me about their emotions. What sort of emotions they might be feeling? Do they look happy? Are they happy, or they might be sad also? What do you think? What is your take on that?
I mean, this pictures definitely,
Hmm.
talks about happiness. But as I mentioned, like I mentioned, if
Hmm.
again, they're human beings and they'll have a lot of emotions behind at the scene.
Hmm.
But these pictures, it tells you about how to be happy, how to talk, how to be open with your family members, share everything and anything you wish.
Hmm.
And yeah, in order to make your relationship better. Yeah, so these
Hmm.
pictures talk about something which is, of course, happiness and greatness one should have.
Yeah. Okay. Last questions. I will stop the screen share. Okay. Well, according to which is the lifestyle you would prefer the most for yourself?
I'm certainly not the person who likes traveling a lot.
Hmm.
But yes, the third one is the great picture. Like I really wanted to be with my family members all the time,
Hmm.
like with my father, with my mother, or probably anybody, be it children and the wife, or I mean anybody you think about, your family members. So that talks more about my thing, I would say. I love living together with my family. Yes.
Hmm. Hmm. In what ways do you like this family time? What all things can you learn from it? What all things, in what ways can you enjoy?
Absolutely. Because, due to the generation gap, I believe, people have, there's a gap, right? And you don't understand their feelings, especially if I
Hmm.
talk about your grandparents, parents, sorry, and or probably your father sometimes.
Hmm.
Uh, I think people of these generations, right, they find themselves more smarter and they do not want to share things. They believe that I mean, the people who are, say, older than you somehow are not able to cope with their way of doing things out,
Hmm.
right? So there is a bit of
A
challenges, I
certain,
believe. Yeah,
okay, yeah, a certain
yeah,
drift
in
maybe, or
understanding them,
understanding. Hmm.
in fact, yeah. So I think one should consider them as well. If you are going for any decision, you must consider their thoughts as well. So I believe that I believe that's it's really important in today's life.
Hmm. Can generation gap be a hindrance at times in good, quality family time?
That's again, that depends upon so many factors, right? How well understanding that you share within your family members,
Hmm.
right? And how better your father understands you, how you understand your father better, or your mother
Hmm.
better. So that's again very important because it's not something that you probably uh, if one is not open to understand you, and one is probably say who likes to impose certain conditions, yeah, their uh, sort of behaviors, I would say. In that conditions, I believe you'll have hard time to cope with the gap, the generation gap.
Hmm.
So yeah, so one has to understand that okay, everyone is important in the family, and everyone's opinion is important before you go for any decision. Yeah.
Uh, okay. Just give me 1 second. There are few things that I want to discuss. After that, we'll move ahead with the same topic. You can correlate with the picture. That is what you said. Good expression. We can also say resonate with the picture. Or like I said, I completely agree with you. I can also say I can, resonate with you. When you can understand the point of someone, or you are in a way agreeing with them, or you are able to identify yourself with them, we say I'm able to resonate with you. Okay.
Yeah.
I think uh, there was once that you said children's. I'm not sure. It might have that I heard it incorrectly, but it's of course children. Child is
Yeah,
singular.
of course
Children
it's
is
a
plural.
children.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Child and children. Yeah.
yeah,
Singular.
child and children. Yeah, exactly. Back in our mind, there are things going on. Well, in the back of our mind, that is the expression. In the back of our mind, there are a lot of things going on. The pictures cannot capture all of it. In the back of our minds, and more is smarter. You said is smarter. Smarter by itself is a comparative form. We don't need more for it.
It's probably
And,
superfluous. Yeah. More
yeah,
smarter.
exactly. Yeah, just like
Okay.
more better. And we do have a word for it, not tautology. Using words which are at times superfluous, which are not necessary. We say it's
Yeah.
a tautological
Redundant.
error. Yeah.
That are actually
How?
redundant. Yeah.
Sorry.
Those words are redundant.
Ah,
It's not,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. So when
There it
you
is.
use superfluous words that are actually not
Hmm.
redundant. So sometimes we make by mistake and use all those sentences,
Hmm.
and that comes, with the flow. So yeah.
Yeah, sometimes like I end up saying return back home, but we don't need to say back once we have already
Yeah,
said
return is
return.
itself. Yeah.
Exactly. How
Self-explanatory.
yeah. How well understanding you share within your family? Well, how well an understanding, because understanding is a noun here. You have to add the article. How well
Hmm.
an understanding you share in your family within your family, and you will have a hard time to cope with. I think this is also correct. We can also say you will have a hard time coping with. Both of them would work in this case. Have a hard time coping with or to cope with. Okay. Uh, we'll try to discuss the topic also that is given to us. What kind of a person are you? Do you like waking up late in the morning or early?
I really like to wake up early in the morning, but the thing is that I work in night shift, so that's
Um,
probably negate the connotation because I am someone who loves to wake up in the morning, but
hmm,
actually that's not the case. So I have to, since I work in night shift, so I have to anyhow serve the purpose, and I have to stay awake until 4 5 o'clock in the morning.
hmm. Okay. Well, let's say you do. You told me you do like waking up early. So has there must have been times when you did follow this habit?
Yes, when I was not in the job, then I used to
Hmm.
wake up early in the morning because if you wake up probably by say 6 o'clock, then you have so many other things to take care of. Say, for example, you go out and exercise, work out, right? So that's also a good habit, I would say. And then once you come back, and then you start, preparing yourself for your offices and all of that. So yeah, when I was not in the shift, I used to wake up early in the morning. But even if I get an opportunity, say for example on Saturday, Sunday, I used to wake up. Sorry, I wake up in the morning
Hmm.
probably by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Yeah.
What is it about the time that you like the most?
I think it has been said, or even it has been written somewhere, that
Hmm.
somebody who loves, because during the night time, say for example, you're able to concentrate much better than you know if I compare with the day, right? Because there are a lot of say hindrance and disturbance
Hmm.
during the daytime, right? So if you work, say for example, even if you study in night, or probably do other stuff which requires your attention or
Hmm.
concentration, then probably you were able to focus more during the night, I believe,
Hmm.
versus in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Sometimes little distractions are there. Well, I wrote the things on chat, the little errors, and hindrances, plural. There are a lot of hindrances in our life. Okay.
Okay.
So, has there been any feedback from the other tutors in the past few sessions?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, some feedback in there, like they have suggested me to work on the, I believe, what do you call, in the words that are connecting words, right? In and on, or
Okay. These
on
are
some conjugations
prepositions.
as well, prepositions. Yeah.
Yeah, connecting
So
words are more
work
like
on,
that and however.
yeah. So those prepositions, and then work on, say, idioms and phrases sometimes to beautify your sentence.
Hmm.
So yeah, these are the few suggestions. They most of the times they come up with.
Hmm. From my side, I don't have any such feedback in that way. Of course, there is always room for improvement for all of us. We can always
Absolutely.
try to improve our vocabulary and so on. But from my side, you are an advanced level learner and you're doing